Greetings, my name is Mr. Good and Kinky. In this video, I am going to talk about the idea of the Christian God. And I'm going to do it from a bit of a different perspective. Let's assume, for the sake of this video, Christians and everybody, that the Christian God is 100% undeniably real. Now, and furthermore, that it is exactly the way the Bible says. Not the way Christians want to try and spin it. The way it's written in their fucking book. Now, Christians, could you, honestly, this God, for the sake of this video, is a complete fact, reality. Could you go along with it? Could you praise a being like that? Knowing full damn well, maybe family members of yours, friends of yours, people you loved in life are being tortured forever because they didn't think just like you. Could you go along with that? Is that what you call moral? Is that ethical? Would you like someone treating you like that? Remember your Jesus taught, love thy neighbor as thyself? Would you appreciate somebody praising a being that tortures you? Would you call that a moral person? Would you call that a good person? The idea of, well, if the God's real, then you have to go along with it. Hitler was real. Did we have to go along with him? Stalin was real. Did we have to go along with him? Pol Pot was real. Did we have to go along with him? Genghis Khan. The list goes on and on and on. To try and be, well, they were human. Again, what defines what makes a person moral, good? Is it bowing to a tyrant? Is it bowing to absolute evil because it's seemingly the most powerful? It is absolutely, to me, it's mind-numbing stupidity. It is the epitome of evil. Not just the God figure itself, but those that go along with it. Those that praise it. Let's think about something. For all you Christians that are parents, what kind of parent would say, if you make one mistake, one sin, something has to die? A child of mine has to die in order for me to forgive. That is deplorable. It's appalling. Someone that would act like that in real life, reality that we can prove. Number one, you Christians would be saying they're not a Christian. Number two, you would be saying they're not a loving person. Number three, you would be saying they are evil. They are sick. But yet, when it comes to your God, you go along with that very thing. Not only do you go along with it, you absolutely praise and worship it. To me, I can't wrap my brain around it. It's also inconceivable for me how someone that is black, that their ancestors were slaves in the United States, that Christianity was pretty much forced on them, and their cultural belief system was squelched, trampled, and these people adopted a religion that was used to try and support and to show where it was justified the aspect of slavery. My ex-girlfriend was black, and she, like me at the time, termed herself an atheist because she couldn't go along with this stupid bullshit of you're a slave. The aspect of a slave to righteousness, or a slave at all, for someone that's black to be okay with the idea of being a slave, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. But even if the Bible God, and for the sake of this video, the Bible God's real, I would still oppose it. Just like I would oppose any other tyrant. Because one of the things that could be argued is that the Bible God is an extraterrestrial race. And if that would be the case, it's real. It would be a real being. And the Christian mindset, at least from what I'm seeing, if it's real, then that means you have to go along with it. No matter how evil it is, no matter how immoral it is, no matter how wicked it is in its behavior, if it exists, you have to go along with it. Seriously? It just... Any parent that would honestly say they can't forgive unless there's a blood sacrifice, you're sick. But that's what the Bible God says. I don't have exact book, chapter, and verse, but there is no forgiveness of sin without there is no remission of sin without the shedding of blood. Your God is a bloodthirsty son of a bitch. There's no two ways about this. The most quoted verse in the Bible, John 3:16. It's all about thought crime. Unless you think what you're told, you're tortured. And the fact that you have to simultaneously love what you fear, or love who you fear, you can't. Or at best, that's called Stockholm Syndrome. These things, they're psychologically damaged. In order for someone to go along with this, even if it's 100% real, it's psychologically damaged. And it's socially destructive to base one's life on a belief system of, if you don't think like me, you deserve to be tortured. It really makes me wonder, especially to hear Christians say how hell is necessary because there's heaven, because there is this sin, because of justice, there has to be hell. Really? So, because America's a free country, we have to have Guantanamo Bay? Seriously? Or should we bring back the death camps of the Holocaust? After all, if you have freedom, you have to have extreme sadism. You can't have freedom without extreme sadism. That seems to be the argument you're trying to say. And if that's the position you want to take, how the hell can you say you're moral? How the hell can you say your belief system is based on anything but all for me and fuck you? It's absolutely appalling. The fortunate thing is, there isn't evidence your God is real. That's good news. That's the good news. Not your sadistic Bible. The good news is your God doesn't exist. That's wonderful. Wish we could say that for people like Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot, the other tyrants of our world. Unfortunately, we can't. But at least with the Christian God, we can. This is Mr. Good and Kinky, Greg.